Mixwell did not reply to me. He did not tell me what's going to happen. It is Ascent, and it's NiP's pick coming out here. So they've obviously got that confidence, not just in Ascent, right, but actually in the fact that Hip can play really well on that Phoenix when it comes to this. So I'm guessing they may be going for Reyna on all the others, do you reckon?
I would say so. I would imagine that. And what surprises me, so obviously the thing that gave away the fact that it's Ascent is the fact that the Phoenix came through.
Yep.
But what does surprise me is the fact that NiP picked it. Simply because the two games, as I said, FPX had, it was a 13-9 versus G2, where they exhibited a strong attacking side. And then when we moved over to the game versus Vodafone Giants, they had a pretty good defense of 12-0, closing it out 13-0, for what I think was the only 13-0 in this tournament, including qualifiers, perhaps, like late-stage recorded qualifiers. That's pretty decent. That's pretty good. So NiP are obviously coming in here with confidence, but again, when you reflect back to what I said about the G2 game that they had most recently, just 2 days ago, they only lost by 2 rounds. They showed a lot of promise, so I don't think they're that far behind, but it seems to me to be a very risky pick.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's one of these ones where NiP like to start to play into it. They've had mixed results on it, and a lot of their results for poor NiP, which is why they're in the situation at the beginning of the day we were saying they might not make it to playoffs. Now playoffs are secured, though, and the pressure's off. That could change a lot for these guys.
It definitely could. You know, I wouldn't want to play against Fun Plus Phoenix on a split, but I could have seen NiP picking into Haven or Bayern, definitely. But hey, maybe they think
Would you want to play Haven against FPX, though? To be fair, I think FPX might even pick Haven at this point.
There's a decent chance for sure. The thing is, NiP are also relatively comfortable there, but I definitely get what you're saying. I don't know. Ascent, I suppose, in a way, they've only played it twice. They've had good results, but there's always room for cracks to emerge. I mean, versus that Vodafone Giants, it was 13-0, but that was the second map. The first one was Haven 13-7 against them. So it was a wild situation. You know, FPX can be a little bit inconsistent at times just because of that performance, and we'll see if they've got the power to deliver today. I keep my eye on Rhyme over towards NiP and see if they've got if he's going to be showing up.
Yeah, really does have to come down to that. Now, for me, though, Mitch, right, the one I'm looking at most here is Mr. Lucker, because he's had game after game where he's been right up there. I believe statistically he's one of the highest rated when it comes to it, but
Yes,
my
sir.
big problem with him is that he has to carry all the weight of his team on his shoulders at times. So if he doesn't have one of these good games, you know it's a big problem. Already, though, pressure being applied at mid. Zipan, though, found the kill onto Fearoff. So they're going to start off with the opening duel going in their favor. There was a smoke down, but it doesn't seem to matter. Lucker, he's hoping to look into this and find someone else. Angel's already decided to evacuate the location. Oh, someone's going back in. It's the boombot going out. It's Zipan. Now, he will lose the boombot, but at least it gives him the information, right? There's people close by. No Sage on this team here for NiP, though. Could be problematic, especially if Phoenix is already low. He can heal himself up. It depends on the abilities he'll have. Meadow spots out one. Doesn't want to row back into the peak just yet. He's got Shao right on the side, and the first kill and the second kill. Shao getting it done. This is nice. Oh, he's hiding himself away. His teammates are protecting him, and this was a solid pistol. Only losing Zipan. NiP pushed into it, and I got to say it again, Mitch. It's not a good start for NiP, and this is the bit they were worried about. So are we.
Oh, we definitely are. Yeah, when I look at Fun Plus Phoenix, it's hard to poke a lot of holes in their game versus NiP if they're coming in on the same performance as yesterday. Like, NiP relied on Rhyme. What was it, 26 kills he dropped on the second map? Usually a very quiet player. He was down towards the bottom.
You called him out and then he owned, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've called him out again. I'm trying to help. But the top-rated player of this tournament with the highest kills per round, the highest ACS, the highest AER, so he's even spending the least money and getting the highest combat score, it's Zipan. He's been absolutely nuts. And here he is going to look to deliver a little bit of damage.
Well, there's a lot of damage from NiP being put onto Fun Plus Phoenix in this opening round. The pistols went out towards Angel. He did only have a ghost, but he's straight out of it. Shao got the Ares up already. You know what he wants to do with that. Spam through the walls where possible. He got the opening kill. It's just a one push in, and it's a bit weird. No one else was there on NiP to back him up, so no chance of Shao going down. Meadow got very aggressive, though, on the entrance to A. And actually, this says to them that they want to try and push round. Zipan with the grenades going out. This is dangerous. Oh, so much going down there. Even though your position's going to be revealed, it doesn't really matter. No real pressure other than that early opening kill put onto Angel. But this is the buy round. This is the one we wait and see how it's going to play out. Operator straight onto Lucka, and that's always the thing you want to see.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Want to get those kills, farm up the ult early on so we can right-click them into a wall, based on what we've seen so far.
You're so mean. You're so mean. Do you know what? If I'm Lucka, though, realistically, I'm just left-clicking, because his left-clicks are on point.
They're so accurate. That's the thing.
You're just so unlucky with right-clicks. He's like, oh, they're right in front of me. Right-click. What?
Yeah, they're 90% of my screen.
I'd be triggered. I'd be so triggered if I was him.
For him, normally, he's the one that's going to be lurking over towards one side of the map. And you can see, again, he's sitting outside B. But they're definitely not looking to do what they normally would, which is playing a little bit of B aggression from Hip. Or I'll just sit outside as they push on into the A site, start to cause rotations, and he'll come up on a flank later on. This time, they've got a Cypher towards that side at the very beginning of the round, and they look for bottom mid control, which is on the top of the radar. Makes a lot of sense. Don't ask questions. And for NiP, I think the direction is going to be late splitting into the B site, but that kill, that might tempt them to go to spawn and come up behind in heaven.
Yeah, this is a problem sometimes with Zipan. Great player, very individually skilled, but sometimes just oversteps the mark a little bit. Ooh, and Shadow, he moves at just the wrong time. You said about Rhyme, well, if he can have another one of those good games, that could be a big problem here for FPX, because he's not the one you really look at, but maybe he could find himself fitting in that second star position, because we continue to talk about it, right? It's like, you've got Lucka, and then who else is going to be up there? We spoke about Hip at the very beginning.
This is the thing, right? Rhyme is pretty good. You can't rely on him all the time, but when he hits those shots, man, it's sublime. The recon goes in for Xiao. He's going to play this nice and passive. Maybe try to spam them as they cross over. Oh, he recons one of them. There's the connection. Oh, no, there's 1 HP. That could be really dangerous. I think it's Kree. If he survives this, he'll be very lucky, but it looks like he will. As Xiao just backs off. And in it now, 1v4. Probably not going to see him go anywhere near this side.
Easy for Lucka on that round. So many, and he got his ult up as well. When they walk into him like that, it's just him doing what he does best, right? You're giving Lucka the opportunity that he wants, and he doesn't miss the shots like that.
Only when he's got the operator out. It's damn consistent. 5 kills on the board already. That puts him right up on his ultimate. One thing about Lucka that always surprises me is the fact that he doesn't play. Whenever they had that weaker buy, I remember a couple of times I've seen where he's like still playing with the operator even though it's his ult, and one of his teammates will be on a weaker weapon. And I wonder if that's just because no one else in the team is that comfortable using the operator.
Could be.
But it feels like it's a gun that you could definitely pick up, and even if you didn't want to play aggressive with it, you can hold that angle, you can hit the shots, right? It's a fairly intuitive weapon.
Just go real stable with it, right? Just hold an angle, wait for it to come in. They've all got good reactions.
Let Lucka go aggressive with his ult, find some kills, and if he runs out of knives, he can just come back, you swap weapons, you're good to go.
Sure. And mid control had by NiP.
They've been focusing on this very heavily. It's not usually the pinnacle of an attack. It's often just left. Because especially now, look, that recon, they've cleared out B main, so they're going to be comfortable playing a very passive role.
I love seeing that drone caught. It's like, I'm trying to escape.
But it's very solid because it wastes up that tripwire. So now they don't know if a player is going to come on through. What a nice flank. Great stuff by Kree.
Not going to work out, though. Not going to work out at all. Lucka. Oh, it's the left clicks. We spoke about it. Right is wrong for Lucka. Left is headshot. 2 straight in as he runs across. And that was looking like a really potentially bad round there for NiP. But this could be the difference for them. This could be the way that they have success. Angel's making sure he checks all the corners. He doesn't want to leave anything to fate. Recon Bolt will be destroyed, but at least it tells Shout there's someone down below. I wonder if these two just bust into Russian at this point, right? If it's just them two alive. Go on, Xiao. So knives do go out towards him, but they're all used up now. Angel needs to try and make this work. He at least gets one. Lucka backs away. He's picked up a Vandal just in case, but I think it's ticking far too fast. Yep, he's not going to be able to have it. Xiao's getting the hell out of there, but he might even die.
Yeah, it looks like he will. Weapon lost. Fun plus Phoenix at least do the damage. Like on that 3v2, they could easily just have been picked apart. So at least they got some kills. But at the end of the day, NiP are happy to just equalize that up now 2-2. take a look over at their Ascent in terms of stats. As I said, NiP played this map quite a bit. They've got 10 plays, so their stats are a little bit more reliable. And they're pretty much bang on even. Same as what we were saying last time between the NiP lineup. They don't really have a favorite between attack and defense. They find marginally more in attack.
Those running knife headshots. That's a scary lucky you don't want to deal with here. Shao getting aggressive at B, though, is going to give them a huge amount of information here, Mitch. NiP could find themselves being cornered in without them having any idea of this. They've got no one towards mid either to take this control. Fearoff managed to get this drone in very far, though. It's given tons of information. Lucka looking for more, pushing in further. His whole team backing him up, and NiP, this is so much better. Where was this NiP yesterday?
Fearoff's headshotting people in the open through walls, just doing all the damage and leaving NiP in a hugely advantageous position. So much so that Shao isn't even going to Shao himself. Instead, he's just going to sit over towards the B side of the map and try to save this Vandal again. He's not stepping anywhere near that spike this time.
And they had 4 players on the site. Shao already gathered all the information that this was how it would be going down. So now it's a waiting game for him to try and hold on to this weapon. A few NiP players will go on the hunt. But realistically, Shao should be okay. I can't imagine someone would be taking this type of position. He can hear some footsteps, though. Ooh. Here we go, here we go, here we go. First one found. More than enough time. Second player coming towards him. Oh, Hip gets it done. Poor Shao, he tries as he might. But it's night indeed. This is the NiP we were hoping to see, Mitch, for a lot of this tournament. But they really need to keep this going.
Yeah, they really do. For NiP, the attacking side could be a massive gift, as FPX are showing some weakness for sure. As we said, we've seen them perform so well up against G2, up against Vodafone Giants. So NiP just cannot take their foot off the pedal, because if they allow FunPlus Phoenix to gain any sort of momentum, things could spiral. You see what we're saying about NiP consistently pretty much playing this this same setup? It's just Hip outside of B early on, and they never really have anything to stop FPX from pushing up. This is why NiP struggled so much when they came up against Liquid, because Liquid just played this constant aggressive style. They had Scream pushing up, they'd notice no one's outside B, and they'd get those rotates on or those early flanks. But here, you see FPX have such a passive hold. So they're only really taking contact when the push is coming to site, and it's like a 5v2 fight every time. Can't get those rotates on early. And this time, they're not even fighting it.
Zipan! He went for the showstopper. Instead, his show was stopped. Hit with a Phoenix, putting it to work. This was such an easy plant for him. Spike is down. No problem at all. FPX, you need to bring that A game back in on your defensive side, lads. Because right now, NiP's just not even being contested on these pushes.
Yeah, just so everyone at home is very clear on this is a full buy from FPX. They're not eco. And look, Hip's just coming up behind them. Absolutely wrecking house. Almost got hit by his teammate. And look at what, they're still not reacting to the fact that he's there. They're just giving him a 3K, almost an ace gifted over. This is just such a disaster for FPX. I feel like they really need to pull out some aggression on this defensive side at this point, because playing without the info is not working.
Hip has been DMing all day long. He told me, right, he said, I'm just really unhappy with my performance from yesterday in particular. And he couldn't work out the things that was going wrong with the team in general. He's taking a lot of this on his shoulders. Well, right now he's going to take the team on his shoulders by the looks of it, if he can keep this up. Still early days, though. I wonder how this would have played out, though, had this been a must-win match for them to make playoffs, you know? It's always going to be in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
What would be the differences? If any differences, there might not have been. Can only speculate. Certainly can't calculate it.
No, definitely not. For NiP as well, I mean, it is a real possibility to get into third. If G2 lose their game and NiP win this, it comes down to round difference. And currently they're 6 rounds away. NiP just behind by 6. Because they had the tie, right? Oh no, NiP lost to G2. Never mind. So yeah, it's not even possible for them to get third.
Okay. So it's not an option right now. But there is an option for this NiP to slowly push their way into B.
Watching here.
Lucker. Operator ready. Right on the corner. No one from FPX is going to push into it just yet. And we've got the Sage of Shadow alongside Meadow on this B site. They get orbed out. The drone is trying to fly its way in. Nice timing on the slow there. Allows for a bit of better of an option for him.
Both Omens are TP'd at the same time, supporting him from the back. They know exactly where he is, and they also know about Sage. This is a disaster. Shadow. Nice shot. Weapon to be retrieved as well. He's safe behind the wall.
Here we
they don't
go.
account for Meadow, and Shadow comes in with another Zipan on the flank. He's been spotted, but Kree now, he barrels forward. He's looking to take this fight before the reinforcements get in, but he was thinking Shadow was playing sneaky down below, but instead he was up behind him. That will leave us to a round one for FPX at last. They still didn't have good rotates. This is really my problem. The fact that they're not getting the information early on. If anything, that play was just saved by the fact that you had that TP come in towards Boathouse, so there was the extra man to fall and at least drag away from the push a little bit.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the Omen pushing in, right, even though Angel didn't get the kill, he was able to put in some work of just biding the time a bit more here. Then Shadow comes in, strong Meadow on the backup.
Cover going out.
Always a similar start here for Kree, making sure he consistently keeps the A players on their toes. Shao gets rid of the drone. Straight up. Hip just looks at it to go behind him. He's like, okay, nope, not a problem. Too far, too deep. But how far can he get from here? The wall goes down. Oh, there we go. Oh, Lucker.
Used his dash up.
He tries to get away. So much tagging going on there from Shao. He's not a big fan of trying to get the kills with it, but he will tag them as much as possible. Be the backup for his teammates. Put them low, especially with them not having the Sage again. You just got to come back to that.
They do know that they hit Hip up as well, so I'd imagine with that wall in play, they know that he's still close towards the bottom and middle. Now they start to move in towards the marketplace, and this is where things could get a little bit risky. There's only one player to hold down this position. This would have to be an absolutely insane hold.
Oh!
Angels go for one. How much more? A second before eventually Looker can take him down. And now Shadow could just completely tear them apart. They look to push on forward. Coming down, he hears the steps. They know that Shadow's been playing this site. And really nice to bait out the shots for Looker.
That was tough, and the good use of the Cypher ult here. Zipan's position straight away knowing they're trying to spam through it. The double Cypher ult play. Lucker tries to take him up. Does actually how he hit him. And now he's going to bust the ult as well, but he's only got 31 health. This is maybe not the greatest, but he hits it. Throws all the others, can't make it connect. This could be it. Lucker coming up huge. What a play. 31 health, but he did not fear. He continued to push forward, and he's having one of those games again, Mitch.
That he is. We said when Looker gets off to a good start, he is intimidating, and with 14 kills on the board and 5-3 for NiP, things are looking so good for them to take down FPX.
Look,
The groundwork's done.
A right click. He hit a right click, Mitch.
He did it at long last. Missed all the lefts afterwards. He gave up the accuracy on the left click. It's like a skill tree. You can only assign them in one place. You only build to one skill, the left or the right click. Which one's for you? Shadow. That was a really nice prediction on the repeat afterwards. I think it was because he moved, he didn't hit it.
Yeah.
I can understand why, though. You know, you were about to be peeked by Looker. He's like, I need to get the shot and run.
Take it. Get the hell out of there. That's what it's all about.
Just took a second. It was shot a second too early, even less than that. You got the ultimates in play over on both sides. FPX got the res, but the problem is NiP can just go into a site, then run it back. And for Hip to have that on form, this is dangerous. The wall just to allow him to retreat back, not using it for heals. It's, oh, what is that push through by Rhyme? And Looker as well. It was Looker that went through in the first place. Rhyme found the kill before Looker was in trouble.
Rhyme getting away with murder there. Now it's on Angel and Shao once again to try and retake this, but it's 4 players to find. And to be honest, with how it's going for FPX, I don't have much faith in it. Hold on to your weapons. Maybe you can take a couple of players, nip down if they go on the hunt. But that's about it. Shao looks into mid. He can hear footsteps, but that's all he can do for now.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to see NiP passively carrying forward most of these weapons. You have got one player, Rhyme, trying to go in for the hunt towards spawn. And then obviously Hip, who just took down Angel. Shao wants to pick one up. He's coming behind. They don't seem to have any idea, not one iota where he was.
Oh,
But Shao, what are you doing? Why is he running out like that? What did he? What?
You had the weapon, you had the timing, mate.
And he had the control as well over towards that bottom mid. Why? Why?
Poor guy.
Just why?
It's just very unfortunate.
It really is. I almost get him confused, top and bottom mid. I never looked at the map callouts. I just kind of went intuitively. And I always felt like the attacking side was the bottom. But it's the top.
Yeah.
Confuses me.
Must be a slight slope there somewhere, leading down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Just angles off just a little bit, you know. Laka gets so far here without them peeking him at all. No one's taking an aggressive angle, which we usually see at this spot. And that means he's got free vision at B main over and over again. And this gives him so much access to just get an opportunity. Okay, it's the way FPX want to play it, but they need to change things up a bit soon because NiP is starting to run away for it. We said it, right? NiP not been getting off to good starts.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Well, here we go. The ultimate through from Hip. He's just going to charge on into the B site. Gets the info of the player. Boathouse! Looker held up for so long. And then he just got wrecked. The player peeked the second he turned away.
Yep, always the way. Here all the grenades go out. No one's going down just yet. Kree. Now this is sneaky. This is definitely going to do some damage. Finds himself one. Oh, he misses it onto Angel though. Still to play for, but NiP are going to retreat. They're going to back away, and they're going to back away into Shadow's claws. Still 2 versus 3. Angel's on. Oh no, that's normally where he comes up huge. Angel with the Vandal. Popping headies, waiting for people to just rush into his crosshair. Not this time around though.
The res on Zipan as well. He's a play. Oh my god, that spray was awkward. But Zipan gets it eventually. Coming in to help out Shao on that spray down. Looker wants to go through this glass. Problem is taking out the operator afterwards is very difficult to do, and he realizes he wouldn't even have a chance to get near that spike in time. They're just saving it over. And conceding another round to FPX. Well-placed res. I think without Zipan there, that could have gotten very awkward. He just looks so funny.
Hello. There's the bear. Our bear? Their bear.
Our bear doesn't have a steak. We should get a mistake.
Yeah, should we buy him some lunch? He's been here for a while, you know.
Hasn't eaten in
grinding out
days.
with us. That's right, bears are good at hibernation, you know, they store for the winter.
Very true.
Similar to what I try to do. Stock up on lots of food.
I stock up on lots of food as well. I just eat it.
You can't hold on to
My
it.
stock room is within me. Also, we only have cake in stock.
It's not a bad thing. I'm down, I'm with it.
We also play for FPX. They've got 2 to work with, and the problem is they don't have top mid or bottom mid. There we go, bottom mid control. Told you, it just doesn't feel right to me. Top of the map, but anyways, for FPX, they've been giving it up a lot, and I'm fine with that. That is generally the approach most teams will take, but NiP are just focusing around that every single round, and I feel like committing some sort of resources towards at least making it hard, you know, forcing a fight as they come forward, could definitely help them out. We're in the last 2 rounds, so time to do that is fairly low. Meadow wants to go forward. He's thinking about it here in the steps to his right. There's still lots of play. Oh my god, Meadow! 2 through the smoke. Looker and Hip destroyed the TP towards the back. Not cancelled, actually. Angel went down, and all the hard work falling apart. Rhyme trying to skirmish a little bit more and pull it back, but he can't get it done as we go down into the 2v3. The ult not really connecting a whole bunch, and it's, oh, Kree. If he gets one more, this could be doable. It could be winnable for them, but Shadow snuck over onto the site. He's looking for the fight towards Boathouse, but he's got to be very careful about Kree. Not anymore, as Zipan ults are right onto him, and Shadow finishes off Fearoth. The recon dart went out from Fearoth to try and bait the crosshair over onto it so he could swing onto Shadow, but it did not work. Shadow wasn't falling for that.
Yeah, Shadow was like, you know where I am anyway. We're not dealing with that right now. What a round there from Fun Plus Phoenix, but that massively came down to Meadow. If he hadn't managed to get those two through the smoke, there's no way they'd be retaking that.
That was ridiculous, utterly ridiculous, because he had zero info. It's not like he had a cam,
yeah,
and he's not even darted them, but just had like he did the recon dart. I didn't even spot that it happened so fast. I was wondering how like the second, because the first I'll take, right?
Yeah.
You can get that. He'd been spotted a second ago, but the one on the looker I was a bit confused about. Oh, the reactions were so fast on that transfer as well.
A lot faster than our reactions to notice it though, Mish, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that's always crazy to me is like, if you turn off X-Ray and watch some of these games, it's just like, how do they, I don't even see the dude and they're already headshotting him.
No, an all-important round for FPX if they want to try and just tie this up going into their attacking side.
Hip's waiting for his ticket.
It was really looking like NiP would just run away with this at one point. But you can never count FPX out. Fearoth not able to get too much information here. Oh, the push forward. Meadow's got so much information to play off of here, though.
See, Meadow doesn't want to go off his cam and make the sound cue, just in case they do decide to fully push through. There's one more. A second going to be spotted in a second. They've got the information now that that's a full push towards the A site, so the rotates begin, but it's too little too late. Just torn apart on there. NiP get an easy two-man advantage.
Their site holds have just not been working out for FPX.
Not at all. And again, it's down to those rotates. You know, there's already 5 players pushing out the site, and you still have 2 on B.
Yeah. Too slow on the communication this time around for FPX. 2v4 could be possible now with Shadow getting the opener, but Kree right on the edge. You can see the spam coming through. He's just waiting for it, but it's a teleport that comes into play, and it was a faked out one. The paranoia goes up, but Kree puts him down. He's looking for more. They're round the boxes for now. Shadow continuing to put in work, but is it going to be enough here? Kree is just patiently waiting. The slow goes out. Oh, he's been spotted. Shadow given a chance. The wall-off comes in. That's absolutely huge. Oh, straight on it. Oh, through the side. Fearoth. There was the smallest of gaps.
That's crazy.
Oh, and it even sticks the graffiti on it like, there's a little gap.
This is the thing. If that didn't actually work, if there wasn't that tiny gap...
He didn't have time anyway to defuse it.
See, the thing is, though, knifing away at that, could he have stuck it? Because
no, there's not enough,
operator.
there wasn't enough time. Listen to it.
I will not die.
Yeah, it's pretty far gone.
Yeah. Straight into the fast one afterwards. He maybe, I can't say 100% that he wouldn't have had it, but it very, very likely that he wouldn't have.
Yeah, I would imagine it would have been something along the lines of just like knife away at one of the walls and then just hope that he comes off to try and fight you. Like, it would have been so hard to win that, especially with the time. Either way, shame there was a gap so we don't get to find out.
Oh, Shadow must be kicking himself. He's like, how? Of all the little placement I had to go for, had to be a gap on that side. Could be the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
Though NiP go into the lead now, they start on the defensive side. Kree, I love this. We've seen him do this time and time again. Will FPX check it, though? The Shadow Orbs are down. The Sage is on the opposite side. He's got to be careful as it will fade soon. Oh, Angel goes down, though. Kree's made noise. This is problematic. They're pushing on it. Meadow delivers the headshot. This is nice from Shao, though. They continue to cause a lot of problems for NiP here. They don't have a single chance in this. Fearoth's going to try and swing round. He's coming in the back lines, and actually, he's made this doable. 1 versus 2, but they'll just rush on over. Shao will just stab up the door as much as possible. Open plant. Nothing for him to really be concerned about.
And he's got his recon dart as well for just in a couple seconds whenever Fearoth gets close. He can fire that through, get that info, at least force him to shoot. Look how passive they're playing as well. They're literally letting Fearoth have all this map control, not looking to catch him off unless he comes through mid. And then they'll just come out. It's planted for over towards just outside of A. And so the rotate from mid all the way around comes in. The recon dart to go through, an immediate tag. And he only knows about one player. This is the thing. Tag back. Yeah, like he's so low.
They're just playing with each other, toying with their food. But eventually he will go down, gets eaten alive by Xiao. Pistol round for the FPX side. And this is where we can see an even scoreline potentially. Thing is, we saw this before, right? FPX getting the pistol and then the follow-up. It happened all so fast here. FPX played it so defensively, more towards A at the beginning, and as NiP took mid control, they got punished for it. Fearoth gave it his best at the end, and sadly only walked away with 2 kills. Look how far Luck is ahead of everyone else though, man. He had a crazy first half.
I love that. The slow, the nade. Stops anybody from being short for sure. Like, it's not going to get a kill most of the time, but it just guarantees no one's anywhere near there at the moment. And if they were tucked in the left corner, then they're definitely, well, they're either dead or they're going to be very, very low on HP, depending on exactly where that nade went. NiP need to be careful on this round. You don't want to give away too much. Most teams will be taking just a few pistols. They'll have like 2 players still on pistols, particularly those who died. You just drop over your ghost to them, you buy up. It just allows you to have that extra little bit of leeway if you do end up losing 1 or 2 of these duels. But for Fun Plus Phoenix, in typical CIS fashion, they've got themselves a nice, comfy investment.
Love how we go CIS fashion, yet it's
just
majority European team.
Angel and Xiao.
They count as 2 people each.
Xiao might as well, to be honest.
Oh, there we go. Xiao with the pre-fire, goes in for the seconds. A lot of targets for him. How did he get away with that onto Kree? Still 1 player up in the rafters, though. Ball goes up. Heals go on as well. Now, Shadow, I love you. Don't risk peeking it. You know what happens when you peek it? It's like the most unfortunate spot to jump up on when you're looking at rafters from there.
Especially when you're up against these pistols. Obviously, with NiP, as we said, you'll just get like a couple ghosts over at best. You really don't want to be you're going to be offering them a close range opportunity where you're in the air and not able to get the first bullet off.
And definitely don't just give them your head. Just pop up
exactly,
above it, you know? Headshot angle and all that. Angel waiting for that one though, so no problems at all. Will he expect the second player? And Lucker doesn't seem to want to be too involved. Just going to play off the top of the box. He can hear, he can see, but he can't see for long. Meadow knows what's up. And it's all about Lucker going down. 2 though to even it up right now. They got 2 in a row for FPX. This round though is how it will set the tone for how it will be going.
No more.
That's just nice entries there. He shouldn't have been able to get the second one.
Yeah, he was spraying away for so long. Like
multiple different targets, like up, down,
up, player peaks below. He goes down, player peaks above. It's like, come on. That's like me when I'm playing whack-a-mole. Exactly, yeah. I'm just there hitting empty holes the whole time. Like, God damn it.
Oh, Fearoth.
Not the first time we've seen it, but you
love it.
Excites me every time. Especially, like, this is the thing, right? You got a Sova playing there. He's got a shock darts to keep you back. You pick an Ares in round number 2 if you win the pistol, like. You can do that kind of spam, not as efficiently as with an Odin, but you can go for your recon, you can go for your drone. There's just so much you can do when you've got an LMG in that angle. And I think that's a nice thing that they've done here at Riot that I think other games have struggled for a long time. Pretty much every competitive FPS especially has struggled with for a long time, which is making an LMG that's simultaneously balanced, but neither, that's like, it's being used, it's viable, but it's not overpowered.
Yeah, it's not the only weapon being chosen, you know, it's not like ridiculously broken.
Typically, if you make an LMG people want to use, it's way too powerful.
Lucker's going to have to hit this shot. There's 3 of them approaching him. Oh, and he gets a double! That's what Lucker wants, but does he expect the third? Shadow's able to get him, but already this is not looking good for FPX. Xiao has to do something special here if he wants to turn the tide of this round. Lucker lined him up, put him down. Rhyme out in the open, and will at least Shao will help him get into the site. But it's very quickly going to be turning in their favor now. FPX, they've somehow managed to turn it into a 2v2. Oh, the spray down. Fearoff gets him through the wall. How much more can he do? And time's just running away. Shao cannot go for this now. He has no chance to get this round. And Fearoff, he's got all the bullets to play with. Shao may get another kill, but straight on the side, hips ready and waiting. A round secured for NiP, but Lucka, how good was that?
Eight to 7, NiP really got away with murder in that opening duel. Like the fact that they just lined up perfectly for Looker. God, it's just so horrible. And then even when you look over towards, so look at this A side. Oh, we didn't see it, but the play that came through.
There, look at this. Oh,
that in itself is definitely disgusting. For Cypher, unfortunately, it was really, really poorly timed because he popped his cage, but then that the recon dart was perfectly positioned to catch him in the middle. So we had to peek. Look at this damage being done early on. The shock dart pushes them back, allowing a 1v1 for Kree, and up close with a judge. Well, you know what the result's going to be.
Now Fearoff trying to get the spam on go once again. He's loving it for now. Just don't step into it. Don't even try challenge towards B yet. Kree will get forced away.
What animal is that that's on the wall where he's spamming? It's a very weird drawing. We'll see it next time. Have a guess. We can have a vote in Twitch chat to figure out.
Guess the animal. We see FPX trying to work their way back around. Losing 2 players already, though, and still up against 5 members. It's going to take a lot more than what Shao delivered in the last for them to try and regain some control here. Especially with players being low as well. Surprised they don't try and get the heal up on Shao soon. I guess the heal's not quite up yet.
Yeah, you definitely want to pop it if it's in play. Both players, although like Shadow's taking a couple bullets as well. 18 seconds left, moving towards spawn. There's a clear save indication. And another 3v5 save. This one, not as clean as yesterday. Back then it made a whole lot of sense because of the plays that Liquid were making that forced their opponents to go for this. Whereas at the moment, FPX lose 2 opening duels and they just played so slow from there.
Yeah.
It looked like they didn't really have direction. They're thinking maybe one peeks us on bottom mid and we can like grab a kill, go from there. But all NiP had to do was just sit on the side, not give anything away, and it was a free round.
It's getting scary though for FPX. This is NiP's pick. And they're up 9 to 7 now.
So Banks, obviously I said that we can't see NiP make it into 3rd place, right? Because G2 beat them on head-to-head, so no matter what, they should be down in 4th. But FPX could potentially be up there in 1st. Because that Team Liquid game, from what I remember, was a tie.
Ooh. Sheriff shots Kree. Instantly on the refrag though. Fearoff not getting much done with his ult.
Shadows traveling.
FPX are playing super, super slow, man. They're allowing NiP to have far too much control. We've not really seen Zepan have those magic moments that have been so vital to FPX over and over again.
Oh yeah, he's having a really slow series, especially by his standards. This is the #1 rated player in this tournament right now. And as I said before, it's not just down to like his average combat score. It's also his kills per round. He's a participant in more rounds than anyone else in this tournament.
Lucka updrafted, had the knives out. Boombot's going to go out. Satchel as well. He's pushing forward. Zipan gets across and avoids the knives for now. Straight away into Rhyme. Now this is their time. Spike's going to go down. No one else in the back of the site, but how are they going to defend it? They've got to be so careful that Lucka can fly in at any moment with those knives in his hand, unless he's spent them already, because I just saw the operator back in it. It is a 4 versus 3. No, he's still got his knives. He's still got them in play if he wants to use them.
Oh, that's very dangerous. He wants to push forward now. He knows he's a player that's completely vulnerable to him. That's going to be a connection as well. Looker now lit down to relatively low HP, but hell, Shell takes the same. Good recons towards the back. Or good shocks, I should say. The trades 1 for 1. What is that by Looker? Straight through, but the left click not good enough this time. Fear off the last remaining player. They spotted him out. They took him down. And FPX get back on the board. Yeah, for FPX, it's possible. What it will come down to, for them to get first place, they need to win this game.
Yep.
2-0.
Okay.
They need Liquid to lose versus G2, which is a possibility for sure.
What happens if they tie?
If they tie, it's on round difference, which is 10 rounds between them at the moment. Liquid are leading by 10.
Okay.
So FPX need to win this series by 10 more rounds, well, by 11 more rounds than Team Liquid win their series.
Damn.
So if G2 smash Liquid, FPX could win.
And I'll be honest, we've seen both teams. Right now, Liquid are looking hot to trot. They're looking like the best team in the tournament. Lucko is looking like the biggest carry he can be for his team right now.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Hip decides to go in for the ult. Is he going to get anything with it? You'll expect him to get aggressive. He's poking out for it, but he might just fade into obscurity on this one.
He goes out, immediately back, pushed over towards short. I like the fact that they've double stacked from NiP on short. Having an Omen there as well, the ability to TP out and potentially bait them into thinking that that corner's clear. Leave Hip to just spray them out of this. Looker went for the drone but caught Zipan in the process. That's it. Oh, they almost lined up again. I could see another collateral for him, and he would certainly be a Looker at that point.
They're baiting though. They waited. Angel all on his own, front and forward. Yes, the paranoia was down, but they didn't want to get into the fight. Hip needs to do something big here, though, and that's the start they wanted. Rhyme comes out at the same time. Teamwork. And only one more player to find. Being tapped down and pushed away. Funplux, Phoenix, they are struggling with dealing with NiP on their defensive side. It's back and forth, but I'm certainly favoring NiP round by round. It's taking far too much for the FPX squad just to fight this off.
Shadows hoping someone gives him an opportunity. Here's steps close. That recon's not landed at all. They'll realize it. They'll look on the map. You can see it's clearly off, but they're making mistakes. Giving them a chance to find some exits.
Shadow.
Oh, that was awkward.
Timing.
You can see the sheer panic when he fell down.
Yeah, he's like,
what do I do?
Uh-oh.
Run. It's like in a horror movie when one of the characters tries to run away and they fall over instantly. You're like, come on, you got one job. Run. You failed. I fail that all the time, but that's because of the cake.
I love your cake.
Excuse me?
I have your cake and eat it.
Cover going out.
Oh, I always have my cake and eat it. Just buy 2 cakes. Then buy another one. Eat the second one.
Shadows trapped.
Constant cycle.
Don't learn from Mitch, Twitch chat. Don't learn from Mitch.
We are two very polar opposite people, thanks.
Yeah. That's why we work so well together.
There you go.
It's awkward yet funny. And sometimes slightly depressing. But we still laugh.
Still make it through. Just like NiP are making it through. Up to double digits. Taking the lead above FPX and really trying to get into a spot where they can just run away with this. Because at the moment, it's fairly back and forth, but NiP have overcome the main struggle that they've had, which is just not knowing how to play a first half. They finally switched on. They played half a scrim beforehand. You're welcome, Hip.
Hip's in a nice spot for this, though.
He's been doing this so often, right? But I don't think so far they haven't pushed in and seen him in this spot.
First one. Oh, he missed the first few shots. Zipan boosting his way forward, wants to go in for it. Oh, up and ready. He fires it off, but in completely the wrong direction. Did he even have any information to play off of that?
No, I think he popped it originally when Hip was there and then realized, oh, I need to go fast. There's a nice shot. Rhyme eventually capitalizing on a Shadow. Great paranoia for another. Shao falls and Zipan spotted towards the back, but Looker not ready to pull off that angle. He actually caught the kill to Zipan on the flick down. Out in the open, he went to take Meadow, and you can see on that little spasm that he had up towards the sky, he's a very happy guy.
Yeah, Lucka throwing it out. Must be weird for NiP right now. Not just that they're winning a map because they've had one maps, but it's just like to be in the lead and not have to fight from behind. It must fill them with a lot of confidence for this one.
Especially considering the team that they're doing this versus.
Yeah.
That's the most impressive thing, because for NiP we know they're a capable team, but versus FPX, even if they hadn't have had that poor performance in the other days, with the way FPX have been playing, I still wouldn't have favored them if they came in playing as we expected this whole tournament.
Getting the job done. Oh, Hip would look like he could go for the perfect time. He flashes round. They're all blind as well, but still Xiao delivers the shot that will put him on the floor for now. They're pushing into it. The site's secured. The aggression nipped through it and may be the problem here.
Spike dropped.
Door's already been closed. Revive's going to come in. Nicely done. Xiao's back on his feet. Rafters completely orbed off. Shadow wants to put the wall down. He puts a slow down for now. He's thinking about it. They're just biding their time. See, they're making this so difficult for NiP to come in and make a retake with.
Shadow can get on top of that wall if he wants to. When they start to push on through, they've got a camera in position as well to spot it out. This could be big. But it looks like they're just going to back off at this point. It's way too far gone to try and get involved.
Makes sense.
Man disadvantage.
I'm actually a fan of that from NiP, right? Doesn't matter that you're a few rounds ahead. Doesn't matter if you got some good money. All this is going to be a nice. There you go. Xiao's not even looking that deep. They're all jumping across. And if he can just stop them, it's going to force a lot of them to rebuy, right? Because yeah, look, 2 dead. Meadow, Shadow, they can't move forward.
They're so worried about the operator, they forgot about the spike.
They held back far too long.
When it comes to this game, in our predictions, obviously Angel and Kree were disqualified because they're playing in the game. You can't have them voting on it.
Yep.
Outside of that, we had Yuri, CNED, Cryptix, myself, yourself, Banks, Mandeep, and Ryan Central all go for Fun plus Phoenix. And the one person that went for a tie was Artis. He believes in NiP, and perhaps for good reason, evidently. He also went for a tie in the BBL Giants game.
Did he just go for tie and everything? And he's like, yep, quid's in.
Well, yeah, both of them, and then he can't vote in his own game versus G2, obviously, but I think we know what he'd pick.
Pretty obvious. Liquid. I think Artist chose on every Liquid game a tie or a loss, didn't he?
A loss, just, yeah. he just wouldn't go for Liquid. No matter who they were playing, he's like, no, they're going to lose that.
He's just trying to jinx. Oh, Laka. Got to be careful of something like that. If they both swung on you then, it would have been problematic. He shuts the door and pushes on the back of it. Ryan playing off the trap. Oh, he's locking it down. They walk into him. He could have almost got himself a 4th as well. NiP dominating for their 12th round here. And Fun plus Phoenix, they have just been absolutely destroyed.
He definitely didn't mean to get that 3rd kill on the
No,
Angel.
no.
That was like the last bullet. He was just about to stop, and then Angel just poked his head into it.
Ran in, you know.
Came in headbutting the bullet. Don't try that at home. It will not work out well. Look, watch this. Watch on the Angel. He's spraying.
Angel was like, he'll stop. Nope, errors.
Oh man, that really hurts if you're Angel, because like going around trying to trade your teammate, that's just fine. It's just the fact that he happens to spray that 1 millisecond longer.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, you'd be kicking yourself.
The aggression again from NiP. It's coming out like we saw in the pistol round. No one's checking Kree.
What?
He's teleport. Oh my God, Kree! What is that teleport? What is that confidence? Brilliant stuff from him. He shuts them down. It's been very back and forth. And somehow, Xiao and Angel are still up in this. Xiao does land the heady. Now it's a 2v1. Fearov trying to go through the smoke. Here's a shorty of all weapons off the back of it. Oh, careful. Angel's there to back him up. A 10th round secured. And NiP, the aggression was crazy. Kree pulling off something incredible there. But even that didn't net him around.
That was ludicrous. He's just going straight down mid. Hey, I might just teleport in there. Yeah, quick kill. Let me just do another one there real quick. Hey, how you doing? Oh, man, Meadow. That's very unfortunate for him. And on 10 to 12. NiP could be kicking themselves if that's the mistake that gets Fun plus Phoenix back into it. Because they played so aggro. Like, okay, Kree goes down mid, that's fine. But everyone else kind of thought, oh, let's go finish the game off. I want another kill before it ends.
Oof, the shock not going up then.
Get out of my
Recon Bolt gets destroyed. He's on the side of the smokes. Continue to push forward. He's got the Odin.
Heard him.
Oh no. Meta manages to get Fear up, but Lucker's still up. The ult goes down. It doesn't connect. It's Lucker with his own ult. Saving the day with the knives for now. 3 versus 4. They need to be oh so careful. From the side, Kree's able to come in and save the day. Oh, Shao! That's huge. They know where Hip is as well. There's an orb in front of him. But there's a flank coming in. Shao needs to be oh so careful. I don't think he's ready for this. He's making noise.
Yeah, Hip's really trying to distract them, but it's not worked. They've bounced away. They've got sight, but they're not ready for Rhyme necessarily. The noise is being made by Hip. Maybe they think something is up. The TP onto the same spot. Rhyme, nice shot. Doesn't know where Angel is, but he finds out the hard way. They know where Hip was coming from, but Angel couldn't get the shot out, and so NiP will take it now 13-10 on map number 1.
13-10, NiP's pick. They managed to get it, but it was very touch and go, a very weird game. Some moments where you just think that like FPX were kind of lost to get going on it. NiP finally get off to a great start as well, though.
Yeah.
They broke the curse, Mitch.
This is it, right? They even lost the pistol in the opening round, which is what, I mean, both halves, indeed. So it was what we were talking about. Oh, they need to get off to that little burst of rounds, get themselves ahead. Technically, they went down 4-0 in those early halves, and yet they bounced right back. Lost the pistol, give up the eco, and then 4 rounds in a row. Lose 1, 2 rounds in a row. And that's what we needed to see from NiP from the start. The ability to fight back in before it's like 8-0, which in the last 2 games they weren't able to do, but they finally found